dogs out.
A woman should have the right to make her own choice as to whether or not to have an abortion.
Who let the dogs out?
So we went to the company and we said, look, you can't have any illegals working on our property. I'm running for office, for Pete's sake. I can't have illegals.
Who let the dogs out?
No, I like mandates. The mandates work.
Beg your pardon?
Here
I didn't know you were going to admit that.
No, absolutely.
You like mandates.
Let me tell you what kind of mandates I like, Fred, which is this. If
The ones you come up with.
Who let the dogs out?
It's great to be here in Ohio today. I'm not speaking about the particular ballot issues. Those are up to the people of Ohio. Oh, I'm sorry if I created any confusion in that regard. I fully support Governor Kasich's, I think it's called Question 2 in Ohio.
Who let the dogs out?
We do have tough gun laws in Massachusetts. I support them. I won't chip away at them.
Who let the dogs out?
Look, I was an independent during the time of Reagan-Bush. I'm not trying to return to Reagan-Bush.
You know, I wasn't going to say this at all, but I can't help it. There you go again.
Who let the dogs out?
I believe that abortion should be safe and legal in this country. I have since the time that my mom took that position when she ran in 1970 as a U.S. Senate candidate. I believe that since Roe v. Wade has been the law for 20 years, that we should sustain and support it. And I sustain and support that law and the right of a woman to make that choice.
Who let the dogs out?
I remember back when you were quoted as saying, I was an independent during the Reagan-Bush days. That was when you voted for Paul Tsongas, who was a Democratic candidate for president. And you said in those days, fix some of those things. You said in those days, I'm not trying to return to Reagan-Bush. Now you're proclaiming yourself the real Republican. You believe, you're quoted as saying, you believe the party's ascendancy began with Ronald Reagan's vision, and you are saying you won't beat Hillary Rodham Clinton acting like Hillary Clinton.
Absolutely. Where do you want to start?
Well, I mean, this is not like a change in position. It's like a change in philosophy.
That's not true at all. And there's no question that the older I get, the smarter Ronald Reagan gets. But also, I never voted for Paul Tsongas in the election. I voted for a Republican every time there was a Republican on the ballot. So some of these things are...
But you voted for him in a primary.
Yeah, I voted in the Democratic primary, as a lot of Republicans in Massachusetts do, because when there's no contest of significance on the Republican side, when you register as an independent, you can vote in the Democratic primary and vote against Bill Clinton. I used to vote against Ted Kennedy, all right? So that's something that you get to do. But I was a Republican through and through. My dad ran for president. I was in the Republican Club when I was in college. I'm a Republican, always have been.
But let me just interrupt you. Why did you say, I'm not trying to return to Reagan-Bush?
Well, when I was running in '94, I wasn't trying to return to Reagan-Bush, because that was characterized as a very different posture than what I was running for. I was talking about my own vision.
Look, I was an independent during the time of Reagan-Bush. I'm not trying to return to Reagan-Bush.
You know, I wasn't going to say this at all, but I can't help it. There you go again.
Who let the dogs out?
Bonjour, je m'appelle Mitt Romney et je suis président du comité d'organisation des Jeux olympiques d'hiver.
There are a lot of reasons not to elect me.
In Utah, we wanted to make our marketplace a little more inspiring. So we came up with a 10-point plan for economic revitalization. Started with tax reform, flattening the rate, simplifying things. We took much of the sales tax off food. We did regulatory reform. We kind of looked at the marketplace to see how we could improve and streamline the way in which business decisions were made. And it didn't take long for us to become the most competitive state in America. The state named the hottest economy, the state that was named best state for business. And you're reminded through it all that your responsibility is to create an environment that speaks to job creation.